solve conflict? Is it war or peace? I know that each one of us is confused because both sides have an idea or point. Well, let me share to you my point that the best way is either war or peace. When we hear war, we can conclude that it's scared because many people scared to lose their lives. They also not ready to take the risk because they're not prepared. Aside from that, they don't want a war because they're aiming for peace. But they don't think that without war, we can achieve peace. War is a state of conflict involving two or more groups of creatures attacking each other to defend resources of their own from capture. It is also for security in the world. But they create loss of confidence, trigger economic depression, create health problems, and becoming a competition over humanity. It can lose their freedom, and by the end of wars, there are a lot of deaths. But for me, the best way to solve conflict is war. It's because without war, we can't able to achieve peace. And sometimes, people don't mind even it's part of war because they are afraid of. But the more they escape, the more it will worse. Some people don't want quarrel because they're aiming for peace, but some people depends to others because they're acting like that. Aside from that, war is part of our everyday life that we need to fight, face, and challenge. And it's normal to report that we've encountered war, and it's abnormal that we can't experience war. Therefore, war is the best way to solve interpersonal or intrapersonal conflict. It's not just a word. If you're given a chance to solve a conflict, will you choose war in resolving it? Or peace, so that you can solve it without taking or hurting someone's life? Peace can solve everything. Even the most difficult problems you are facing will be resolved if your only goal is to have peace. Peace? Yes, it's just a word. But this simple word gives a big impact on us. Life is full of choices, but it's your decision what way you are going to take. Or like a race, and your goal is to reach the finish line. And that finish line is to have peace. Peace is the best way to solve conflicts because it can make people think what's the importance to have peace. It can also build a good relationship to each other. Even my mother chooses to have peace because it can give unity in the world. War can take people's lives. Even though in the end, it can give peace, but not the peace that everyone needed. It will make other people suffer because of the death of their loved ones. War? Even war. The reason why they're having war is to have peace, right? So it's better peace, because having war is not a good solution. It will worsen the conflict. As I've said, that peace gives a big impact on us, and all people want only peace, not war.
Best way to solve conflict, is it war or peace? Peace of both the aggressor prioritize diplomacy because war is necessary whenever evil attempts to disrupt the peace of society.
Best way to solve conflict. Everybody is thinking and asking, what really is the best way to solve conflict? Is it peace or war? For me, using peace is the best way to solve conflicts. We don't have to kill each other or hurt each other just to prove you're right or they're wrong. Living in a peaceful life is possible, right? Peace is the most effective way to solve conflicts. If all of us have peace and use it to solve conflict, we can win. In using it, we can prevent war and lessen deaths. By using it, we can easily solve our problem, big or small. If we have peace, we can achieve unity in the whole world. Just like Philippines to USA. Because they get peace, they get unity and help each other. Especially now that the China is planning to take one of its island. If we could just have peace with everyone, imagine how beautiful the world can be. Why not war? Because war is not that effective in solving conflicts, because as I noticed that the countries used war to solve conflict with the other countries doesn't get peace. Sometimes they won, but they don't know that it worsened the conflict. Using it can cause a massive destruction by killing each other, staining blood to earth, and each night, tears become children's lullaby. War is a big threat to the world because if they keep on using it, other countries will get involved and it spreads slowly until the whole world is involved. Just like the World War I and II that causes of millions of deaths. Yes, it's hard to solve conflict. Even solving conflict with your friend is not easy and it takes a lot of guts for you to achieve it. We doesn't have to be violent in solving conflicts. We doesn't have to hurt others to solve conflicts. All we have to do in having peace with them. I know it's not that easy, but I think it's the only way. We need to wake up and wash away demons that is living in us. It's time to let peace dominate the world, and so we can get unity and nobody will get hurt again. Peace is a simple word. It is composed of 4 words and 4 letters and 1 word. But this word can make a big change to the world.
The best way to solve conflicts, war or peace. If war is used to resolve conflict, it will just result to more conflicts. Everyone will be affected and war will not end in a positive effect because it started negative. The best way or thing to solve conflict is in peace because there are things that war can cause more damage or conflict. It will just cause to another war. If you're in peace, no one will die. No one will suffer, especially those children that is needed their parents because they lost their parents in war. There are things that is cannot be prohibited to one another, especially in solving conflicts.
Peace. In today's world, peace is one we need the most. All the people on earth don't need war. Even the church, the school, and the politics don't need war. They need is peace. Because peace is one of the requirements to build a strong friendship and for us to be as one. In peace, we can feel or experience true happiness in real life. Peace. Using peace in solving conflicts is a proper way because if there is a peace, there's people who need dirt or die because if you want a peace, there's possibility that no need people getting hurt for them. Peace and unity to solving conflicts to avoid killing, hurting people so we can apply in our mind a peacefulness so we can continue further.
Way to solve conflicts, war or peace. We know wars are necessary to improve technology without competition. Wars can be a very important opportunity to get economic benefits, such as geographical resources and position of countries. Same people use wars to spread religion. War is a state of a conflict involving 2 or more groups of creatures attacking each other in an attempt to destiny the opposing force to defend resources of their own from a capture. Wars are very harmful for human rights because by their life and death and resurrection, many people lose their freedom. By end wars, there are a lot of deaths. Loss of confidence trigger economic depression, create health problems, and become a competition over humanity. Because peace is the best way to solve our internal conflict and one way to communicate with God. That's all. Thank you.
In life, we face many conflicts. There are choices that we made either right or wrong. In facing conflicts, especially interpersonal conflicts, you must face or settle it peacefully for it may resolve it. If we, set, if we settle it through war, it will create more conflict. War will stop, but it will never end. Like most people, they solve or settle problems to other people through words. Those people whom we considered hero or an inspiring person, they settle things through words, speeches, novels, or prayers. Those remarkable people who fought or settled problems peacefully, like here in the Philippines, are Jose Rizal, who fought Spaniards through his novel El Filibusterismo and Noli Me Tangere, and Benigno Aquino, who fought the government even if he is outpowered. In other countries, there is Martin Luther King, who fought racial discrimination against the white people peacefully. Nelson Mandela, who also fought peacefully the government and racial discrimination that imprisoned him for 27 years. And lastly, Mahatma Gandhi fought peacefully the British rule in India. Peace is always there, but we can't know the real meaning of peace if we haven't experienced war. We may not experience real war, but we experience many fights between other people, like we fight someone because she tells our secrets. It is in us on how we will solve it. In this essay, it takes only of how other people are resolving conflicts peacefully. It is in the perspective of each people of how they resolve it.
Is war necessary? Many wars have taken place in history, from around the globe and as far back in the Bible. Wars have always been part of the society. I believe that wars are necessary when it is in a defense of your nation, or when all diplomatic methods have been exhausted to find a peaceful solution to any form of aggression. An example of this is the Philippine Revolution, which is led by Andres Bonifacio and many other revolutionaries. The Katipunan fought for the independence of the Philippines through armed revolt. Because they fought, we attained independence for our colonizers. Many countries have colonized the Philippines, and through war, we have granted independence many times. Several nations